where we just going to read again the Bhagavad Gita, and we'll figure out what are the advices has been given in these books. And going forward, this would be the last chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which we are just reading currently. There are a few pages are left, and we'll try to add the new books which will help us to get guidance, which will build a practice to implement the things in ourselves, so that we will be a better person, and we will able to fulfill our main motive, what exactly we wanted to do in our life, and things which we need to do in our life, which will be fruitful for others. It doesn't mean that whatever we are going to do, that should be our only result. And here I just wanted to tell one thing only: whatever you do, there should not be any harm to anyone, whether it's related to any insects or any animal or any person or anybody on this planet. Then I hope that is the main motto should be of our reactions. So not to spend more time in just to tell that things, I just want to read more. We'll able to get the more clarity. So let me open this book and be with me on this live, and we'll come to know whatever it has been advised in this book. So let's see. So yesterday we just completed the page number 707. Now we are on the page number 708. So here on the page number 8, that is written over here, that I'm going to read. Said that the mode of goodness is illuminating, the mode of passion of materialistic, and the mode of ignorance conducive to laziness and indolence. All the modes of material natures are binding, they are not sources of liberation. Even in the mode of goodness, one is conditioned. In the 17th chapter, the different types of worship, the different types of man in different modes of material nature were described. Guys, please like my this live and share, so that whatever I'm just going to read, you will come to know what exactly I'm trying to deliver by reading this Bhagavad Gita. And you can also join with me on every day at night at sharp 9 p.m., where I'm just going to read till we are trying to learn about the English grammar, which I've just started from the basic. And I started from very basic, from step by step I'm going to tell, and which is obviously based on my own experiences and whatever I've just gone through the entire my life. So I don't want that everybody should go with the same flow, and I just wanted to tell that if you will not follow such a step, and the mistake which I've done, you will not do the same mistake in your life, so you can be a succeeder in short span of time. So just like, share and subscribe. So let's continue the reading of the Bhagavad Gita. I was in this verse, the Lord says that He wishes to speak out the different types of knowledge, workers and work itself according to the three material modes. The knowledge by which the undivided spiritual nature is seen in the all living entities, though they are divided into innumerable forms, you should understand to be in the mode of goodness. A person who sees one spirit soul in every living being, whether a demigod, human being, animal, bird, beast, aquatic or plant, possesses knowledge in the mode of goodness. In all living entities, one spirit soul is there, although they have different bodies in terms of their previous work. As described in the 17th chapter, the manifestation of the living force in every body is due to the superior nature of the Supreme Lord. Thus, to see the one superior nature, that living force in everybody, is to see in the mode of goodness. That living energy is imperishable. Although the bodies are perishable, differences are perceived in terms of the body because there are many forms of material existence in conditional life. The living force appears to be divided. Such impersonal knowledge is an aspect of self-realization. So let's move on the next page, the page number 709. Guys, like, subscribe and share, and your like, subscribe and share will support me to shoot more video. It will boost my confidence, and I'll try to upload more and more video which will definitely will be helpful for you to boost your English language. And there are four things if you will implement on a daily basis, definitely this is my own experience because I am from very rural areas. In my childhood, even I was not able to read simple lines, even I was not able to speak any single word. I've just gone through entire the basic things, and then I tried to build up the communication. So on my own experience, I'm not telling about the books or something, but by reading you come to know what exactly you are going to speak in your speaking. Because when you will read, you will come to know what words pronunciation should be, what exact meaning should be, what there are certain things you will come to know by the reading. So that's why the reading is important. Okay, later on just come with me on every videos. You will I just let you know what are the next steps you need to follow for better communicator, better that understanding. I'll tell you, this is the first step which I'm just going through the reading. By the reading you will come to know the sentence, phrases, words meaning, and your fluency will be far away. Okay, so let's continue the reading. Right now I'm just reading the Bhagavad Gita. That knowledge by which one sees that is every different body, there is a different type of living entity, you should understand to be in the mode of passion. Purport: the concept that the material body is being entity, and that with the destructions of the body the consciousness is also destroyed, is called knowledge in the mode of passion. According to that knowledge, bodies differ from one another because of the dependent of the different types of consciousness. Otherwise, there is no separate soul which manifests consciousness. The body is itself the soul, and there is no separate soul beyond the body. According to such knowledge, consciousness is temporary, or as there are no individual souls, that there is an all-pervading soul which is full of knowledge, and this body is a manifestation of temporary ignorance, or beyond this body there is no special individual or super soul. All such conceptions are considered products of the mode of passion. Thanks for liking my video. And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all in all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness. So now currently we are on the page number 710. Purport: the knowledge of the common man is always in the mode of darkness or ignorance, because every living entity is conditional life is born into the mode of ignorance. One who doesn't develop knowledge through the authorities or scriptural injunctions has knowledge that is limited to the body. He is not concerned about acting in terms of the directions of the scripture. For him, God is money, and knowledge means the satisfaction of bodily demands. Such knowledge has no connection with the absolute truth. It is more or less like the knowledge of the ordinary animals. The knowledge of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, such knowledge is described here as the product of the mode of darkness. In other words, knowledge concerning the spirit soul beyond this body is called knowledge. In the mode of the goodness, knowledge producing many theories and doctrines by dint of mundane logic and mental speculation is the product of the mode of passion, and knowledge concerned only with the keeping the body comfortable is said to be in the mode of ignorance. That action which is regulated and and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire for fruitive results is said to be in the mode of goodness. Purport: regulated occupational duties as prescribed in the scriptures in terms of the different orders and divisions of society, performed without attachment or proprietary rights, and therefore without any lover or hatred, and performed in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of the Supreme, without self satisfaction or self gratification, are called actions in the mode of goodness. That actions performed in illusion is disregard or scriptural injunctions, and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Purport: one has to give account of one's acts to the state or to the agents of the Supreme Lord called the Yamadutas. Irresponsible work is destructive because it destroys and regulative principles of scriptural injunction. It is often based on violence and is distressing to other living entities. Such irresponsible work is carried out in the light of one's personal experience, that is called illusion, and all such illusory work is a product of the bond of ignorance. One who performs his body without association with the modes of material natures, without false ego, with great determinations and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. A person in Krishna consciousness is always transcendental to be the material modes of nature. He has no expectations for the result of the work entrusted to him, because he is above false ego and pride. Still, he is always enthusiastic till the completion of such work. He doesn't worry about the distress undertaking. He is always enthusiastic. He doesn't care the success or failure. He is equal in both distress and happiness. Such a worker is situated in the mode of goodness. The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. Thanks for joining in my live. Like, subscribe, and share. Will support me to shoot more video. A person is too much attached to a certain kind of work or the result because he has too much attachment for materialism or hearth and home, wife and children. Such a person has no desire for higher elevation in life. He is simply concerned with making this world as materially comfortable as possible. He is generally very greedy and he thinks that everything attained by him is permanent and never to be lost. Such a person is envious of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person is unclean and he doesn't care whether his earning is pure or impure. He is very happy if his work is successful and very much distressed when his work is not successful. Such is the worker in the mode of passion. Thanks for joining in my live. Like, subscribe and share will boost and support me to shoot more video. Like, subscribe and share. I'm doing reading practice by reading the Bhagavad Gita book. You can also try to make it a habit because reading is one of the key factors which will definitely boost and will help you to get more clarity about the words. The words whenever you try to use in your speaking, you will not stuck. There will be no fumbling. You will get more clarity. So reading is important. As much you will do the practice of the reading, your communication will far, your clarity of the sentence, your main opinion will be far. You will just come to know the exact pronunciation of the words. That is why the reading is important. So I am currently reading the Gita. I am on the page number 713. Lost, such a person is envious of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person unclean. I hope this page I have just read already. So let me turn the page. The page number I am on currently 714. On winner of wealth, now please listen as I tell you in detail of the different kinds of understanding and determination according to the three modes of material nature. Purport. Now, after explaining knowledge, the the object of knowledge and the knower in three different divisions according to the modes of material nature, the Lord is explaining the intelligence and determination of the worker in the same way. O son of Partha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness. Thanks for joining in my live. Please like, subscribe and share. As many you will do like, subscribe and share, that will support me to shoot more video. So in the live session, I want to tell you, those have recently joined in my live, I'm doing reading practice. The book which is open, you are able to see, that is Bhagavad Gita. Why am I just doing to read practice? Reading practice will give you for clarity. You will come to know, the knowledge will increase. You will come to know the right pronunciation of the words. You will come to know how you are able to understand the word, how you are able to pick up the word, which word where needs to be placed in the sentence. Those will help you a lot. So that's why I'm doing a reading practice. You can also add a book in whatever the subject you want to read, which is very, first of all, I would like to tell you over here, the book you can pick up the subject where you have a knowledge. So at least when you will start to read, you will have more clarity what is going to delivered by the book. Okay. Performing actions in terms of the directions of the scriptures is called pravritti, or executing actions that deserve to be performed, and actions which are not so directed are not to be performed. One who doesn't know the scriptural direction becomes entangled in the actions and reactions of work. Understanding which discriminates by intelligence is situated in the mode of goodness. O son of Partha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligions, between actions that should be done and actions that should not be done, is in the mode of passion. That understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligions under the spell of illusion and darkness and strives always in the wrong direction or path is in the mode of ignorance. Purport: intelligence is the mode of ignorance is always working the opposite of the way it should. It accepts religions which are not actual religions and rejects actual religions. Men in ignorance understand a great soul to be a common man and accept a common man as a great soul. They think truth to be untruth and accept untruth as truth. In all activities, they simply take the wrong path. Therefore, their intelligence is in the mode of ignorance. Let me guys plug my mobile. It is going to dead. So just hold down with me in my life. Yoga is a means to understand the Supreme Soul, one who is steadily fixed in the Supreme Soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, and sensory activities on the Supreme, engages in Krishna consciousness. That sort of determination is in the mode of goodness. The word is very significant, for it indicates that persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness are never deviated by any other activity. Thanks for joining in my live. This is live. I'm just going to shoot, just record English practice reading. I have a book of Bhagavad Gita which I am currently reading. But that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion, O Arjuna. Any person who always desires of fruitive results in religious or economic activities, whose only desire is sense gratifications, and whose mind, life, and sense are thus engaged, is in the mode of passion. And that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentations, moroseness, and illusions, such intelligent determination, O son of Parth, is in the mode of darkness. Purport: it shouldn't be concluded that a person in the mode of goodness doesn't dream. Here, dream means too much sleep. Dreaming is always present, either in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Dreaming is a natural occurrence, but those who cannot avoid oversleeping, who cannot avoid the pride of enjoying material objects, one or I beg pardon, who are always dreaming or lording it over the material world, or whose life and mind and senses are thus engaged, are considered to have determinations in the mode of ignorance. O best of Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three. Kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. Purport: a conditioned soul tries to enjoy material happiness again and again, thus he chews the chewed, but sometimes in the course of such enjoyment he becomes relieved from material entanglement by associations with the great soul. In other words, a conditioned soul is always engaged in some type of sense gratification, but when he understands by good associations that it is only a repetition of the same thing, and he is awakened to his real Krishna consciousness, he is sometimes relieved from such repetitive so-called happiness. That which in the beginning may be just like poisons, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. Purport: in the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules and regulations to control the mind and the senses, and to concentrate the mind one on the self. All these procedures are very difficult, bitter like poisons, but if one is successful in following the regulations and comes to the transcendental position, he begins to drink real nectar and he enjoys life. That happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects, and which appears like nectar at first but poisons at the end, is said to be of the nature of passion. Thanks for joining in my live. Like, subscribe and share will support me to shoot more video. Currently I am doing reading practice. I have a book of Bhagavad Gita. So joining my channel will help you to give you the way basic things which you can follow for improving your communication. And that happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects, and which appears like nectar at first but poison at the end, is said to be of the nature of passion. A young man, a young woman meet, and the senses drive the young man to see her, to touch her, and to have sexual intercourse. In the beginning, this may be very pleasing to the senses, but at the end or other, sometimes it becomes just like a poison. They are separated, or there is divorce, there is lamentation, there is sorrow, etc. Such happiness is always in the mode of passion. Happiness derived from a combination of the senses and the sense objects is always a cause of distress and should be avoided by all means. And that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness and illusion, is said to be of the nature of ignorance. Purport: one who takes pleasure in laziness and in sleep is certainly in the mode of darkness, ignorance, and one who has no idea how to act and how not to act is also in the mode of ignorance. For the person in the mode of ignorance, everything is illusion. There is no happiness either in the beginning or at the end. For the person in the mode of passions, there might be some kind of ephemeral happiness in the beginning and at the end distress. But for the person in the mode of ignorance, there is only distress both in the beginning or at the end. Thanks for joining in my live. Like, subscribe and share will support me to shoot more video. Right now I'm doing English reading practice. I have a book of Bhagavad Gita. So you can also pick any book in which subject you have more interest. You can easily understand what is going to delivered. I'm going to turn my page. I am currently on the page number 720. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems, which is freed from these three modes born of material nature. Purport: the Lord here summarizes that total influence of the three modes of material nature all over the universe. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, and Sudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes of chastisure of the enemy. So thanks for joining in my live. This I want to complete this page as well, so that I should have equality in page. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, or religiousness, these are the natural qualities by Brahmanas walk. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battles, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Farming, cow protections, and business are the natural work for the Vaisyas, and for the Sudras there are labor and service to others. So I've just completed my page. So thanks for joining in my live. I'm going to bind up these live sessions. Not to forget to join in my live, which I will be in night at sharp 9 p.m. So for English, where I'm going to tell about the English grammar and English basic things. If you have at least on a surface level command on grammar, so if while speaking or while writing any mail or any letter, if anybody raise a fingers, you should have at least some evidence on the basis of you just gone through. So you will boost your confidence. That will help you. So this is a time to bind up this live session. Join with me on my same channel today or every day. I am going on live at sharp 9 p.m. at night, where I will cover up the basic grammar. Thanks for joining with me. Thanks for support. Thank you so much.